Welcome to this edition of Video Explosion. I'm your host, DJ Finesse, coming directly to you from our studios. Thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate your support. We have a very special guest in the building today. Minister Justin White is in the building. Minister Justin is an author, worship leader, musician, and songwriter. I know you're going to love this episode. God bless and stay tuned.
We will only reach true unity in the way that Christ desires, when we all together have knowledge of the Son of God and become mature. We want to be mature. In other words, we can't build the body unless we know Jesus and become mature in our faith. And maybe you're here today in the building or online, and you've had the desire to mature. You want to grow spiritually. You want to grow in the graces that you've been given, but you just can't tell if it's happened yet. Let me tell you that the way that you know that you are maturing spiritually is because as you mature spiritually, you will begin to look like Jesus.
I'm moving ahead, have some future plans to see. I'm moving full speed.
Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of Video Explosion, coming to you from the Studio 7 in downtown Rahway, New Jersey. We have a very special guest with us in the building today. Minister, author, songwriter, and musician, Minister Justin White. Thank you for being with us today, Justin.
Absolutely. So happy to be here.
Oh, thanks, Justin. We've been anticipating this and very grateful and thankful you're able to be with us today.
Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome. And Justin, please tell our viewers a little bit about where you're from and your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am from Easton, Pennsylvania, currently live in Easton, originally from Union, New Jersey, but currently in Easton, Pennsylvania. My wife Lilly and I, we live there. We got married in 2023, so we're coming up on 2 years. And so just, enjoying life. I serve on staff at Cathedral International as the Minister of Young Adults and Congregational Care. So I just enjoy serving, I enjoy living life, and I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, thank you very much. Very exciting. We want to ask you as well, as far as your ministry efforts. One question I had was the youth ministry at Cathedral International. Can you just give us a little bit background on that and some of your efforts and some of the programs you're involved in, because it is imperative, important that we keep the young people engaged, through their early years into the teen years, and hopefully and prayerfully not lose them after that, such as when they start their careers or go to college. So we want to keep them engaged
Absolutely.
with the relationship with God and Christ, so we don't lose them. So can you just spell that out a little bit for us? Give us some background.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to. So I lead our young adult ministry. We are the Remnant Young Adult Ministry. I'm really excited to serve that demographic. I serve young adults ages 18 to 30. And so we just really have a great time. We are building a culture of young adults who are loving Jesus and desiring to grow in him. And so every third Friday of the month at our church, we have a gathering. We call it Friday nights. And Friday nights is our time where we just come in and we have intimate worship. And sometimes it's just one instrument, just like one piano, and everyone just worships the Lord. And there's a teaching, and there's food. We just have a really good time. But some of the earmarks of our ministry is first discipleship, because discipleship, it really it's important. A lot of times in church, it's easy to come in and, people come in and sit down in a seat, but without being a disciple of Jesus, and to be a disciple of Jesus simply just means to be one of his learners or one of his followers, one of his adherents. And so as young adults, we are learning what it looks like to grow in our own discipleship journey as young adults. And then the next one is community. So it's easy to come into a church and, sometimes you're there for a while and, it's possible to not know people, but to be in an intimate gathering, you can come in and get to know different people's names, stories, faces, connect with other people, pray together, do life together. And that's the type of environment that we're building amongst our young adults.
Oh, awesome. And praise the Lord for your efforts. And also you mentioned to me prior that you also did some ministry in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Can you tell our viewers about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2019, I did a 15-month fellowship in Pittsburgh with an organization called Urban Impact Foundation, a wonderful organization there. They do a lot of missionary work with inner city and at-risk youth. And so they have various programs and music and choir and sports and tutoring and just all, you name it, they have it. And it's just a wonderful organization where they use practical means as a way to minister the gospel to inner city and at-risk youth. And so I was so happy to be in that role for a little over a year. And from that, I learned so much about discipleship and so much that I did there. It was really a training ground, I would say, and helped me to grow and to learn. And I'm doing, carrying a lot of those things out now in my current role. And so really grateful for that.
Well, amen. Thank you for your efforts as well, Minister Justin. And I also wanted to ask you, you're also a musician. Let's start with, what are some of your favorite instruments that you like to play and what you enjoy?
Yeah, my favorite instruments it's hard to say favorite. I will say my first. So my first instrument was drums. I started learning how to play the drums at the age of 7, and so that was really fun. I started playing drums at the cathedral actually when I was 13. I don't talk about this that often. Some people just see some of the things I'm doing now. But I started playing drums there when I was 13. By the age of 15, I became the main drummer, so I was playing all of the services at the age of 15. By the time I was 16, I started, dabbling with the piano. And my dad actually is a piano player. So, my whole life since I was a little kid, I was like, I just really want to learn how to play the piano and grow in that. And, once I was around 16, I took it up, and I really enjoy playing piano. And I wish I could get into the bass and other instruments, but right now I just have drums and piano under my belt.
Oh, incredible, Justin. And you're also a vocalist as well, correct?
And a vocalist as well, yes.
Well, let's take a dive into your latest project, Moving Ahead. Tell us about this project, Justin.
Yeah, so Moving Ahead, this is my first full-length album. I released the album in September 2024, so it's pretty recent still. This is it was actually a long process, just because this is something that God told me to do in the year 2020 actually. And so a lot of the songs that you hear on the album were actually written and birthed out of just emotions that were brought up out of the 2020 pandemic. There was so much fear and uncertainty and literally people losing their lives. And, my mom works in healthcare. So, she would tell me stories of the different things that were happening, even in the nursing home where she works, and just a really tragic time. But a lot of the songs that I was writing during that time were songs that could help people to lift their eyes to Jesus and to what it really looks like to, the album's called Moving Ahead. So moving ahead out of where you are and moving ahead into where God is taking you. And so it's 10 songs, but I really am proud of the project, and it took some time to complete, but I'm really happy with it.
Can you tell us a little bit about, the production and behind the scenes of the project? If you could shed some light on that, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really really grateful. It really is good to know good people and to be connected to good people.
Yeah.
I have, several people who were a huge part of the project that had it not been for them and their contribution, it just would not have happened. The first shout out is Mr. Donald Parker himself. And for those who are from the cathedral, they know that Mr. Parker is the guy on the organ. He plays every single Sunday so faithfully. So he does that, but he also is an audio engineer, audio technician. So he helped me with a lot of my, not a lot, he really helped me with the engineering of the project. And, he would invite me into his studio and we would come together and coordinate. And so that was a really fun time. And I worked with a gentleman named Rajon Thompson, who was my co-producer on a few of the songs. And I have another producer on the album, Jerome Kirkland, and who produced the song For My Good. And so just a lot of different musicians and engineers. It was a team effort, and I couldn't have done it on my own, so I'm really grateful for that.
Oh, praise the Lord. And we also know that, correct, For My Good was the first single, right, Mr. Justin?
Yes. Actually, I think I gave you false information.
Okay.
So Loves Us So was the first single
Okay.
from the project. So as I was working on the project, it took a little longer than I would have initially, planned for. So in the meantime, we were kind of releasing different singles at a time to kind of build the anticipation. So Loves Us So was the first one, which I really am grateful for. My feature artist on that song, her name is Daphne Richardson. She's actually a worship leader from Canada, from the Canada area. We connected through social media. I saw a video of her singing and leading worship, and it was really wonderful. So I'm grateful for digital outlets where you can collaborate with another artist, even if you've never been in the same room before.
That's right.
So that was a really huge thing, and so. So Loves Us So, and then For My Good was the next one, and then we released the rest of the album moving ahead.
Oh, excellent, Justin. Also, where's the inspiration come from for this project? Can you tell us about that? What inspired you to do? Yeah,
so the inspiration from the project really came from my own life. My own journey. I mentioned the 2020 pandemic. That was a huge inspiration, but as well, I was also in a place in my own life, in my own journey, where I had questions, and I was this is while I was working in Pittsburgh in that 15-month fellowship that I mentioned, and I was really seeking God and praying, just saying, God, I know that this is where you have me now, but what's coming up the pike? At that time I was single, and I believe that God had called me to marriage, but during that time of uncertainty, I was like, God, where is she? Where's my wife? And where do you ultimately want me to work? What's my purpose? What's my future? What's ahead? So I had a lot of questions and even some doubts and fears, and so a lot of my prayer time really turned into songwriting time. And so a lot of the songs that you hear on the album are really birthed out of some of those prayers in uncertain times.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh, awesome. And also I wanted to ask you, Minister Justin, about this book that we have on display here, Conversations Being Young in the Ministry.
Yeah.
Please tell us about it.
Yeah, so Conversations Being Young and in Ministry is a book that I wrote in 2019. I wrote it in 2018. It was released in 2019. And so this is a book that came out of just really, for lack of a better word, a conversation that I was having with several of my friends. I attended a Christian college called Nyack College. And so a lot of my friends are in ministry in different spaces, different states, different denominations, etc. But we were serving at my best friend and roommate, former roommate, Patrick, at his parents' church in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And so we were singing and leading worship for a youth explosion, they call it, youth explosion at their church, Messiah's House. And one of the nights we gathered, because I know I probably don't look like it, but I really like to eat. I really enjoy that. And so we were at a restaurant called Waffle House, if you're familiar.
Yes.
And we were there, and while we were there, we were just discussing and sharing stories of different experiences that we've had in ministry, different challenges that we've had, maybe even personal challenges or personal struggles, things that we've overcome. And it was really interesting to see that, at the time I was serving at Cathedral in New Jersey, and my friend Patrick, he was serving in Georgia, and my other friend Alyssa, she was serving in New York. Other friend Michael was also serving in New York. We're all in different states or around the country, different denominations. But there was something that we realized that, our age, our generation, we had certain commonalities, certain common experiences that younger people in ministry go through. Because I was officially licensed into ministry at the age of 18 in the year 2013. So from that time, there were a lot of lessons, a lot of growth, but a lot of questions. And I think this book was really the answer to really a journal in the sense of things that I've experienced, things that I've learned, but also some lessons that I've learned to be able to share that with other people who are also young and in ministry.
Hey, and let the audience know where they can purchase this book. And we also, Bill, please give me a good shot of the book. Where can they find this book, Justin?
Yeah, sure. So the book is available for purchase on Amazon. So if you go on www.amazon.com, you can find it, Conversations Being Young and in Ministry.
Yeah, please get that. Cop the book on Amazon and be supportive, please. And I also want to ask you, what do you have coming up? Future plans? What's next for Minister Justin White?
Yeah, well, next up, I actually didn't share this in our pre-conversation, but right now I'm actually studying for my doctorate in ministry degree. So that is really exciting. I'm at this moment today when we're recording, I'm just at the final mark of my second semester. So it's a 3-year program. So around I believe 2027, I should be completing my doctoral degree. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, awesome. So your plate continues to be full as you serve in the ministry and produce your music and being active in the community?
Yes, it's a lot to do for God's kingdom, but I'm really honored to be able to serve in all the ways that I do.
Hey, we are glad and blessed and fortunate to have you on with us today, Justin. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to or any special shout outs?
Yes. I just have to give a special shout out to my wonderful wife, Lydia, just for all of her support. Even before we started recording, she sent me a text. She's like, kill it, babe. Like, you got it. So I'm really, really grateful for her support.
Awesome. And we want to say thank you for everyone who tuned in today. And we want to thank you again, Minister Justin, for being on Video Explosion.
Absolutely. I want to say thank you again just for the opportunity and for sharing your platform with me. It's really a great opportunity to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. We're certainly grateful to have you on and all the support we're receiving. And again, we thank you for your service at Cathedral International with the ministry. And we look forward to whatever you have coming up. And there's always an open door for you to return onto the program here.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. It's DJ Finesse, Video Explosion. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support and all the comments and suggestions for the program. Be blessed, and we'll see you next time. Video Explosion.
I'll be honest, Lord, I need you now. I've been having a really hard time. I'll be vulnerable and share my heart. You already know just how I feel. Disappointed, Lord, I have no words, but I trust you when it makes no sense. 'Cause I know you're working all things for I know